Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Croatia. This long-running Europa Universalis 4 series here on the Lord Master channel, as we are on its final episode of this series, as it's 1809, and that means we have less than 12 years until this playthrough is finally finished and reaches its conclusion. But there is just, to me, one last major goal left to do in this series, and that is to become the Economic Hegemon, which I have not yet achieved that goal, but I want to get there before this gameplay ends. But I am not seeking a world war like I did with the Mughal Empire in the other series back then. But before I get down to more details of what happened on the last episode, before this day of recording on early Monday morning, I recorded on a Tuesday. On early Monday morning, this is going to be me in real life, alright? I'm going to tell you this, what happened to me in real life I've been kept busy, active on a few other projects and all that. But I took several days off from recording PC gaming related games. But on early Monday morning, around 2:20 a.m., I was in a shower, and I was really, really sleepy. And of course, you know what happens when you get so sleepy. If you were to fall asleep standing up, your body would just shut down and then you just fall to the floor, right? Well, it happened to me, and I hit the back of my head on the little edge of the tub. But I was able to get a grip on something as I was coming down and grab something to lessen the fall. It could have been worse, but yeah, it's a miracle that I didn't get any cuts. There was no bleeding. I didn't get concussed. I wasn't knocked out. As soon as I hit, I was wide awake, like a shot of adrenaline. And, yes, it hurt like hell, but still alive. Still here to tell you about it. But for me, I'm in good condition right now. I still feel it in the back of the head, pain that will tend to go away for about a couple of more days or so. It's just a fact of life, but at least I don't have a headache anymore. That's another reason why I took a few days off. Headaches. It's sleep related, not head injury related. No concussion. Just had to readjust my sleep schedule and all that. But I'm good enough to record here, as we will get back to the last few episodes of this long-running series. So don't worry about me, alright? We're gonna keep on keeping on, as some people would say. So, on the previous episode of Croatia, we've won a great victory, everlasting victory, over the forces of Mogadishu, Yemen, and Kilwa, which we took more areas of coastal centers of trade, such as here. Where else? Oh yes, Mogadishu, Zela, Hara, which, by the way, this is we took the entire area. That's under Croatian control, so it's the first time that we've gone further inland, and that includes these two. And there's reasons for that. Just a moment. Also took Aden and Zabid. And the reason why those further inland? Because, one, it's got the slaves trade good, which is soon to be removed because we abolished slavery long ago. And plus, the slaves trade value doesn't compare to, like, say, coffee. If manufactories are present. If not, then we'll build them as soon as they're cored. Which could be one of the last few things. And due to taking so much territories, now there is separatism in the certain parts of our country. Be it in areas we recently took. There's even separatists from our own South Slavic peoples, like the Albanians, Bulgarians, Serbians. Surprisingly, no Bosnians, no God dog it, Slovenes. Yes. There's another ethnic group that I may be forgetting in a moment, but I think you pretty much got it covered down. Same for the Dalmatians and the Greeks. Oh, good lord. Yeah. So wherever there's separatism, you're gonna have to go take care of that right now. In fact, get on board. This isn't the correct fleet. Where is everybody? Oh, they're on their way to... Well, originally I was gonna send some of them back, but... No, you got it all covered. You got it all covered. Don't worry, you got many armies over there that'll keep it covered. They may have to send an army over there as well. That would be you guys, even though you just came back from there. Well, I'm sending you back to Madagascar. Drop you off a bit. And you will remain. While in the meanwhile, we continue to colonize, you know, parts of Africa, even all the way to there. So that way we can have another way to go to Central Africa. If you wish to take the Congo, areas of the Congo trade node, which there's a few centers of trade. Value isn't great, but what do you mean isn't great? It's comparable to the one that you have. Don't be tempted. You will become economic hegemon soon. Speaking of that, now that we're at peace, we can improve upon it right here, right now. This is for more trade power. Including the areas just took, including Mogadishu. Not as well developed, but once it's fully cored, I'll be sure to develop it. Inland center of trade here. That's pretty much it, so it's 36% right now, but it's gonna jump up a bit after these improvements. And of course, there might be some buildings where stock exchanges are not present. We'll have to do something about that at a later time. This one does not have a stock exchange. Neither does this one. This one does. Develop it a little further, then it'll be good. Oh, it's already got a marketplace, so there will be improvements. And you do have a stock exchange here. Okay, what about these two areas you just took? No stock exchange. Stock exchange. Come on, guys. You're really that behind? That's France. And also we're building any buildings that we just, you know, heard it from. Churches to cathedrals, and any workshops turned into counting houses to increase the income of taxation and production. Because look at where we are now. That total income right there, that's bull. This is the real income. It's 958.3. You need to get the monthly income to at least 1,000 plus. So we need to get to work on that. But of course, over time as power grows, the goods produced modifier will go up, thus increasing the trade value, and through that increasing trade income that we make. So that is the last major goal I want to do for Croatia. Become economic hegemon, which we made most of our fortunes through trade rather than production like I did with the Mughals. So that's the last thing I would ever do. Unless I get desperate and fight against Zimbabwe, and that means I'd be fighting Kilwa again. For the Zambezi trade node. Unless you want to fight more, but I'm not looking forward to fight another fight. If I was to fight another huge war, it would be against Fars. They are Persians, but Timurid. Same dynasty as, you know, the Timurids themselves. But the only difference between that is look who they're allied with. Timurids, Delhi, and Jaunpur. No Vijayanagar. So, if I was to fight a World War-like scenario, it would be for that. And keep Vijayanagar out of this. But Jaunpur is friendly with us, but if we can coerce them into breaking the alliance with the Timurids, I would tell them. But they wouldn't, because they're scared. But they're willing to, well, improve relations, and then we have an alliance. Okay. Now you convinced me. But if you want to break an alliance, you know how many favors it's going to cost you? 50 favors, yeah. 50 favors. That's going to break an alliance. So that means you improve relations, you're going to have an ally, and then you're going to curry them favors, and then tell them to drop the alliance with the Timurid. No, Fars. You drop the alliance with Fars, and it would make our job easier if we were to fight against Farsi, Timurids, and the Delians. Yes. They're of that same dynasty as Jaunpur. In fact, same heir. Wait, Formula 1? No, different guy. Different Mahmoud. Just wondering how everything works over there. It's just their army's so massive that I'd like to see the Commonwealth in action to fight against the Timurids. But I don't want to fight the Timurids themselves, because I'd be fighting these other guys, including Vijayanagar, which is the one I dread about as much as the Timurids. Because they're the ones that'll destroy Croatian India. And in a theoretical war against Fars, if I wanted territorial gains, I would have to take areas that belongs to the trade nodes of Basra and Hormuz. Yeah, you got it right. But they don't like me very much. And they don't like the Commonwealth. So there's a good excuse. So again, theoretical. That's a pretty good alliance. But Aquileia wouldn't come because they have a truce with Fars. Tuscany and Genoa will never come to this war because it's too far away from their interests. Well, they never had a trade dispute with me, but they are embargoing Croatia. Who are my rivals and enemies? I have a lot of enemies. The Timurids is one of them. So if I had it my way, I would issue an embargo. Again, this will reduce our trade efficiency unless they are rivals. I don't usually do embargo because I'm not saying I have no idea how this works. It's just more of I know what they do against me, but you may want to have to study that. No, not history. Trade. No, economy. Income comparison. There's something about mercantilism. It's gotta be here somewhere. Regarding keep looking. You'll find it. I mean, we still make the highest amount of income of trade, Second place is Timurids, and Timurids is third because they're a large empire and they have, yes, they have trade ideas. They have domestic trade power. That's because it's a Silk Road country. So they do have caravan power. I do remember seeing that in the ledger where you could find what is their percentage of mercantilism. We'll have to look at the index again. Country trade comparison. Ah, here we go. Great Britain has 97% mercantilism. Haiti is 78. Where's Croatia? It's 41. And Timurids, it's doubtful because they are a landlocked country. Timmy, there it is. Not much. But I don't do a lot of privateering. And I have some caravan power due to fast negotiations with one of the trade ideas. So, again, we've been embargoed by these countries, including Vijayanagar, thus preventing, you know, us from getting any more good income from, you know. Anyways, you wasted enough time here, so right now you are going to make company investments, get the armies into position, and we will create new armies simultaneously. Which in fact we might do that right now. Because I have this, had this prior to. So, we'll create new armies. So this is going to be a level army. That's one. And once it's assembled, that's it. And yes, we're going to be using up plenty of manpower, but we recover nicely. And whatever casualties we may take due to uprisings, won't be much. Don't be afraid. Why didn't I think of that? Tell other countries, particularly little countries, to tell them to transfer trade power to me. Particularly the ones who are more friendly with us. As slavery has been abolished in Croatia, all subjects, even remote regions, need to find another way to earn their living. Hopefully, our traders could figure out another thing that is profitable. Let my people go. About to say where? Is that up there? Yes, here. Okay. Hargesa has fish. At least there's room. But at least that one got ivory. Develop that a little further, then we will get a trade station going. Yep, the armies will be positioned there just to prevent possible unrest. And these new armies that are being built in the Balkans are the ones to provide security for possible unrest, in, you know, close to home. New mercenary companies and a new signed merchant. So we have 30% trade power. And the trade value has jumped up since it's post-war now. Now, where am I going to send this merchant to? Okay, let's see. You got Lucas, Gulf of St. Lawrence, Alexandria, Australia, Coast, Chesapeake, Venice, Deccan, Gulf of Aden, which we make 24.9. 24.09. That's how much ducats you get from that new trade node that you have now taken over, but we'll make company investments very soon. Not so much for Coromandel unless you embargo them back. Fair game. Gujarat, you know this much. A lot from Nippon, surprisingly. Malacca is still very valuable, but the Moluccas took it over. Zanzibar has jumped up. Donghai, Japan. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. Even Cochin has a presence there. Well, if I had my druthers, I would fight against Japan again. Just to take some more valuables for myself, but there's no need for that right now. You got your tea. Maybe. Maybe. But now that the months passed, this is the actual income we make. It declined. So I need to go collect trade from some area we don't usually have the trade power in, but we'll put it there anyway. Even if it's a small percentage. Ugh. There is some degree of value in the Mississippi River. And Croatia, Canada has some power there. Again, it's not going to get you much, but... Caribbean. That's very valuable. I'm not going to fight for it because you know who the owners are. And you know who Haiti is allied with? Great Britain. And I don't want to betray Great Britain. I mean, they're not an ally, but you get what I mean. Scotland is still around? Allied with Colombia. Well... I think I got an idea. But that would be establishing Croatian South America. Then you would have to fight Colombia. Which, obviously, you know, bring them en masse. But what's the reason? Depth, but it's pretty even. But their forces are nothing to sneeze at, as they are grand princedom, just like us. It was a former French colony, you know. And Norway is still around after all this time of this playthrough. Can you imagine fighting against Colombia, using Scotland as a scapegoat so you could fight against Colombia and to try to, well, if you want to create a colony, you'd have to take 10 territories. It's part of the Columbia region. So, Croatian Columbia. That's a pretty nice possibility. Another source of income and all that. Although your nearest port is over there. And there. So, you do have the links. Whereas Portugal has gone further inland. And they're in the middle of a war of independence. So, possible bright idea. You may want to forget about the World War scenario against them. So, what you should focus on is establishing another colony. Take God knows how much in Colombia. And, they have 10 provinces. And then you will have another crown colony or at least create a private enterprise. Yes, a private enterprise. Which I forget, what is the difference? Is that possible to... Let me see. Change colonial type. I'm just looking, alright? We know what a crown colony is. A private enterprise focused on getting extra monetary value out of the land and bringing that home to the overlord. Aha. And the following effects on a private enterprise. Yep, I could definitely see that. Well, I think we found our new target for future expansion for the last few episodes. Colombia. Independent Colombia. Used to be French Colombia, but now using Scotland to fight against them so we can, well, annex them all the way through. And then take a couple of provinces off of them to establish the trades in the Caribbean and Panama. And when the Croatian Colombia is formed, it will be a private enterprise and not a crown colony to get even more income and therefore economic hegemon. Now I know where I'm going to send you to. That's Great Lakes, Africa, not the American Great Lakes. You get that confused. Listen, I know it isn't much. Because we transferred some of that Chesapeake Bay. What, who owns Chesapeake Bay? Like, who's the majority control again? Florida. Naturally. Looking at where does it go as far as directions is concerned. Sevilla. Either that or just start privateering and you'll get money off of them. Choice is yours. But I am extremely tempted about creating a private enterprise in Colombia. And especially taking Panama, where you get to have the Panama Canal, which is constructible. See? So cutting a canal across the Isthmus of Panama to connect the Atlantic Ocean to the Pacific Ocean is truly a mammoth task that once completed will severely cut the travel time of our ships, but the project is very expensive and may run into additional problems along the way. If I had time and money. But for now, I'm gonna send this merchant to wherever we have slightly better trade power. We'll consider this in future since there's more value to that. But they do own the Panama trade node. Bogota, which is the capital. Bogota, yeah. Let's not forget about the vast, good resources that they have, including coca. Much more valuable than coffee. Bingo. What is coca for? That's for local manpower modifier. Coca was used as stimulant by the Aztecs, Incas, and Indian rulers since the early medieval times. It was popularized in Europe in the early 16th century when the Spaniards imported from its American colonies. Coca became a luxury enjoyed by the rich. There's lots of coca. You can't find that anywhere else in the world. Well, for now, Pole security and those new armies that are being created. Well, we're gonna have to station them to Jollof, and then be ready to be sent to transport and fight against the Scottish and Colombian Army and Navy. That'll be our next place to expand. Of course, Norway's not allied by anyone, so we can't touch the revolutionary English Brazil. Private enterprise. Portuguese Peru. Yeah, it's currently fighting for independence. Probably was a private enterprise. You got it. So now I know my future plans in order to become economic hegemon. But you still haven't signed a merchant, so okay. We have no control over there and there. Not even further inland. Not to Lahore, not to Samarkand. We do make a very good fortune from Nippon. Almost none to be had here. California's too little. Same for the Rio Grande. This is way too little of value. Hudson Bay, too little. Crud. Huh. There's the value over in Tech Park too. That's gold country. Ethiopia. Okay, I think we found one. Because I was looking for, okay, what's the best then? It has to be pretty valuable. So Ethiopia then. Although you can assign province, which is due to that one we control, but ain't good enough, but it's only got 2 ways of outgoing. Gulf of Aden. You know what, sure. Send it to there, because we're going to make company investments right now. Okay. For local trade power and production efficiency. Finally. This is for development and tax modifier. I could have sworn I thought I had that built. For Christ's sake, I thought I already did all that. Anything else? Progress change. Production efficiency. Local goods produced. There's plenty of value in areas that you've just taken. There you go. Might as well. Production efficiency. Every little bit has to help. And I guess that too, since you've been having that for a while. And finally, military administration. Because we still have to increase a little bit of that manpower, sailor and all that. So this episode is, don't expect a lot of actions, just more planning for the future. For the final episodes of the series. Don't expect a lot to happen. And finally, for the trade value modifier. For this entire region. Guess they mean that. And us. You've made quite an investment. And I'll consider embargoing the enemy. Fars. Okay, but if they embargo me, I'm gonna embargo them back. Because I know what their intentions are. Need to be sent over there. I knew it! Oh yeah? Well, I'll do that to you too. I don't usually do this, but... this is what happens. My trade efficiency is reduced by trade embargoes against Fars because they are not my rivals. Well, let me go to... I never want to fight against Spain, but we'll consider Fars as a rival. Consider it as such. Don't want to fight France, but we view them as an enemy, but Fars has been getting on my nerves, so that's why we took the thing off of them. But we are embargoing. So everything is fine. Two could play that game. Thanks to the company investments, we made a pretty good jump. Yeah, this is how much... that's about it. And we're not forming a trade company for Ethiopia. We don't tend to go further inland against countries like that one. There's no reason to. Oh, that's trouble. Oh, double trouble. Separatism everywhere. Will the Spanish really care about sending forces out? Plus that area there. What does this have? Chinaware. Son of a beeswax. That's a valuable trade. Sending the Cossacks out. We gotta go back to the East Indies. Never thought we'd be coming back to this place. We got business to take care of. Just don't let them take that area too. Widespread opposition. Our nation is extremely infamous. There are a lot of people in Croatia that take an exception to this. We need better whips. Oh, that's worse. Scandinavia declared war against Ansbach. Restoration of the Union. Ansbach's under... it's a unification war. That's one of the penalties of being big time overextended. And a lower stability means higher chance of uprisings anywhere, including Croatia particular lists. And more separatists and all that. Now, when you say Serbian separatists, they mean the whole of Serbia proper. And another source of income I thought of regarding production. Chikuzen has way more production income than in Zagreb, let's see, Zagreb. And I thought since this area is the home of the coal, but the production efficiency is rather... Still had that on the whole time? Well, son of a beeswax. Oh. It doesn't cost much now, so let's increase it. Because, again, the trade value of the coal is very good. It's not much, but let's get it to work. Man, look at that jump up. Like, keep in mind, it's part of the Ragusa. That's our home trade now. Oh, there you go. Kosovo's up in that level now. How do you like me now? Now, what makes Militsi so industrious? Well, based on who the previous owners were long ago, there's good reasons for that. It's got everything. Not to mention home of the Venice trade node. You could make it a world port if you want to, but there's other areas for that. Crud. It's very hesitant. France has declared war against Great Britain for reconquest. Reconquest of what? Cornwall. Well, at least France is not going to attack us anytime soon. Separatist Sentiment. With our reputation, our neighbors think we're the spawn of the devil and are plotting our downfall. Separatist conspirators are spreading lies, igniting rebel sentiment. And that is cool. That's in Crimea. Crimean separatism is now increased there. Once that new army is assembled, then send them to Crimea. I'm not going to give up on my new plan of a Croatian Columbia as a private enterprise and not as a crown colony like in America and Canada. Trouble in Croatian Canada. A colonel in the Croatian Canada army has been making a name for himself as a strong proponent of armed resistance against Croatia. Besides being a gifted soldier, he seems to be aspiring and charismatic leader, and more people seem to listen to his dangerous ideas of independence. But instead of immediately beheading his upstart, local authorities in Croatia Canada promoted him as general. How dare they? If this keeps up, then I'm gonna have to do something about that. Kornif and Achaia, Greek separatists. So again, you got 2 years. Yes, you got 2 years until you get this settled. We have to compromise. Boost the stability. Slow them down. Monopoly company formed. The realm often grants trading companies exclusive rights to traffic goods in a region in exchange for a lump sum payment and continuing revenues from the traders. We have just managed to negotiate one such agreement with a group of Croatian entrepreneurs that promises to deliver a lucrative windfall. I know what that is. This is a huge amount of ducats you'll gain, but trade efficiency until 10 years later, right before the final year of the game. Make a long-term investment. Take some of that diplomatic power, and they never know, I'll use it to develop a few other areas that has very good production efficiency, or at least areas where there's coal that I own, besides the one in Kosovo. Like here. Sambalium. Sambalium. It's pretty good. Tokachi. That's another one. Tokachi, you don't see much of an income because not as developed. I'll be willing to spend a little. And build a counting house here. Total treasure keeps going up and down, up and down. As I said, it keeps going up and down, up and down. Tokachi's not on a list here, but only because it isn't as valuable as some of the others, but we're gonna make that difference. On our way to defeat the Separatists. They're about to engage. You sure? Needs to be at a sustainable income. Again. Because the price varies. At least the trade power in Gujarat is getting better and better. Because we just embargoed these guys. So they can't screw with us again. Alright. We sent to Crimea. These two here. Another army is to be created. 12th army. Yellow represents territory, isn't it? Or is that state? State. And why is that highlighted in yellow? Yeah, you can build it in New Croatia. Just to be safe. Because, you know, there's Tunisian separatist possibilities. So why the heck not? All of it to be stationed in Tunis. 3rd army is to be... 13th army is to be made there. You know, I'd put the 15th army in. Whoa, hold it right there. You see that force limit? Stop right there. You're gonna get enough armies. And once all the territories are cored and all that, you'll get what you want. Yeah, we took care of them. Merchants and captains of trade vessels at Denmark sent a representative to the government describing their home is increasingly lawless land, where piracy runs rampant and ships and ports are routinely raided by privateers. They argue that the government has neglected them and request funding to build defenses against the growing threats. If this request is not granted, and they feel like they've already lost too much and will take the business elsewhere. Send out wherever they need. Again, it has to be sustainable. Because this month is coming up. Well, that's what that army is stationed here for. I'm trying to suppress it. I'm not ready to call it yet. To claim hegemony. If I do that, those countries are not going to like me for that. Unless I improve relations with them first. Not only improve relations with them, but also should do that with the others. And a Commonwealth like me enough. But it's better safe to be sorry. And you might as well stop with the counter-espionage, because clearly this idea isn't working to keep them back. That includes these two old friends of mine. We're just maintaining our long-lasting relations. And I apologize for all the aggressive expansion that I've been making. I will go aggressively expand somewhere else. Over there. Trading in tropical wood. This is development cost. But that's losing effects of it. Did you not read that part? Oh, hell. Spend 92 military power to strengthen public tradition and all that. I don't typically do that, but might as well. It'll go up slowly. It's the Crimean separatism. It's the most likely area we will see there. And we'll have to take care of them. Hey! I mean, I'm happy that we're expanding the Croatian military to as it is. But the overextension is really getting to us. The state of constant war has eroded our economy, and now inflation spiraling out of control. Try minting more coins. It isn't going to go down anytime soon, but it's just the way it is. But my goodness, the total balance is just jumping up and down at this point. That's why I'm not confident about maintaining hegemony. Because this constant jumping back and forth. And now there's going to be separatist uprisings all over the country in the next year. It'll cause even more problems. But hey, at least we have this. Not to mention Canada is mad because of overextension. Singapore and Johor. So that would be Malaccan separatism. Yep, you're gonna have to head over there now. Be stationed over here. You know, that was your original place to be stationed at before, you know, all this madness. I mean, by madness, I mean this whole global empire thing. Mercantilism and all that. Should also improve relations with the papacy to get more papal influence in future. Suppress that. At least there isn't any uprisings in Croatia and India. Any separatism in Croatia and India. There, I should say. Is that all the units? Really? Because I was wondering, why is that 29? Get one more. Go meet up. Oh yeah, the purpose of this fleet is to go back to the Ivory Coast, because we don't have any light ships present there. We still have the most trade power control, but barely. Looks like it's going to be Crimea then. Already there? Sweden lost territory. Oh boy. Didn't know the Commonwealth intervened. Well, yes, Scandinavian hands back in and attacked against Brandenburg. And I wasn't even called into the war because that's not allied with those guys. Slow them down. But I don't think it'll stop. When it happens, it happens. Deal with it. Huh? Where is that going? Stop that. You already got what you need to make it 30,000 strong. Yes, Serbian separatists need to stop. Less of a chance of happening over in Bulgaria, but you may want to go over there. Whew. Brandenburg is still the Holy Roman Emperor. I could still claim hegemony, but the income is not good enough to me yet. Still paranoid about that. Oh, Paraguay. So they've been freed, have they? Yep. New nation is born. Paraguay. Brazilian culture. They got a sizable force allied with Rio de Prata, Portuguese Mexico, and California. California is a free nation. Rio de Prata is also a free nation too, so new independent countries have come. You know, it's not far from where we are, you know, from Hawaii to California. Now, California is a Portuguese area, so let me see. Potential, right? If there was going to be a Croatian California. So, this would have to be, let me do the number here. If you wish to form it, you need 10 provinces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh yeah, you could definitely. And they made Olone rather than San Francisco as the capital. Because this is the most developed territory of the Californian nation. Rather than Los Angeles, one would think. But it is home of a center of trade there. But the trade value isn't as viable than it really should. But the California trade now does extend all the way up to Alaska, which is still going to be under Portuguese control. But if you were to declare war against them, they wouldn't help out. But Portuguese Mexico is an independent nation, so soon it'll be referred to as Mexico. Or, if they wish, become Texas, because they do have all the territorial requirements to make it so. Extreme monsoon. Spend it. Even though I don't plan on developing the area. Chile is the new nation that Rio de Prata has taken up its name. It's just colonial traditions. Colonial traditions. California has colonial traditions. But it's Portuguese Mexico is now Mexico. And Mexicans, they do have their own tradition. So, yearly inflation reduction. Wish I was them. The Republic of Indians, maximum cultures. Separatism reduced. Idea costs reduced. Production efficiency up. Plain leader shock. Morale abound. This is pretty good ideas. Pretty good national ideas. Wow. Give them credit. But again, if I had my way, so there's these new countries. To fight an imperialist war. But going to California would take a lot of effort because of the distance. Colombia is closer because of here. Not to mention be assisted by Canada and New Croatia. But that's going to be my next plan for the coming episode. But right now, we have to deal with separatists. They're everywhere. They're going to be everywhere. And I will not use that military power to prevent this from happening. You're going to have to accept this. Greeks are next. So you may want to turn this way. Stop moving. Force march. The corner. Corner of an area of the areas are most likely to cause an uprising. Be heading to Bulgaria. The term is up for Vladko. 55 years old, but he's a good man to me. He's a good man. A traitor. Finally! We need someone like that, but kind of want to hold that on. Because to free up any diplomatic slots, I kind of want to build a spy network. That's for against Timurids. You know, the biggest potential enemy there is. But if you drop that Republican tradition, you know how much of that National Unrest, you know, that go down and it's going to cause. But I'd rather keep them because we're trying to improve relations. So uprisings are more likely in certain areas. They don't have espionage ideas. No, they don't. Okay. We're still trading in spices. Yep. Got it back up. It's a miracle. Take advantage of that. We're gonna try to infiltrate administration. That's what we plan on doing. In case of an outbreak of a world war scenario. Recall them back. And we're going to start improving relations with Karamanis, whom we're still considered good friends after all this time. Just try to hold on for one more year. Yeah, I don't want to attack Colombia directly, but attack Scotland. Annex Scotland. Spain goes up against Pahang. Spread a revolution or take territories. Yeah, French, British, French. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then. Still a pirate kingdom after all this time. Same for Haiti. Yeah, that's another problem we're gonna have to deal with. Pirates. Should we establish Croatian Colombia as a private enterprise? I will claim hegemony sooner or later. It's just the income has to be truly sustainable because it keeps going up and down. But I will do that in 1812. I will claim hegemony in 1812. Livestock in Lamba. Natural scientist died. Crud. There is a new one, but unfortunately that man is a different culture that is not accepted in Croatia. As far as we're concerned, production efficiency is more important. Not gonna get much out of administrative power gains. So once we filter administration, fire this man, and place it with him. You know, that man is Congolese, not an accepted culture, but he's a traitor. Wait a minute, what? What was that other one? Global tariffs. Oh, colonial governor. A Greek, accepted culture. Okay. That's rather tempting. You got your income through trade, but disloyal subjects will never pay tariffs to us. New Croatia pays less, but Canada pays more, if we can get a hold of them again. Hey, up here. Thank goodness of a fort nearby. More Greek separatists. Lala, tropical wood. Alright. Maybe we can get that bonus back up of, you know, trading in tropical wood. If you wish it to make it part of the company. It was Zambezi, but no reason for that. Just to be prepared. In case you need to send them over there. Aden. Well, it's already present here. Don't worry, our general will take care of. The good general. Calicut and Kanano. Oh, that's in India. Vijayanagar is separatists. Oh, highly likely. But fortunately, Cossacks are nearby. You know what? Provoke them. Because we got a damn good general. He'll take care of it. Oh, right on time against Pasai. That's our ally, you know. They're fighting against Spanish. Actually, we should help them. Help them defeat the separatists real quick. And then get to your ships and head to India. Go, go, go. Janagar is separate. Calicut to Kanano. To that. You're not suppressing a rebellion. And you took care of the Greeks, so get back up to, well, we'll figure it out. Just be stationed in Athens. Just at least cover some bases. Just only a couple of more months, okay? Because we will save that for the next episode. Croatian Columbia. Next goal, make it a private enterprise. Just to make damn sure that we maintain hegemony. Which we will start in 1812. Bari and Capitanata. Okay, that is for Sicilian separatists. They're gonna have to swing around to do this. God dog it. Now you're making it much more likely. It's too bad we don't have this. Enough influence to make it happen. California's got a cardinal. So, so yeah, as I said, it's been decided. We will not fight against California. It'll be Colombia still. There's little to no value about California. No matter what it says. There's very little gold there. It's mostly wool and livestock there. Not worth taking. This, on the other hand, much so. But again, you're not making a trade company there. You're making a private enterprise there. Whoa. Rashka changes stance to the debate. Seeing their internal loyalty to the great prince and their full confidence in his ability to know what's best, the state of the MPs in the seat of Rashka come out in support of our position in Sabor. This support cause is most welcome. I have forgotten about that issue. Thank you. Yeah, you'll get it. They'll get it too, but don't give them too much. You know what would happen if you give them too much influence. I'll take that hit. We'll never reduce mercantilism. No reason to present the scapegoat to them. At this point, it's not expected to reach the final, so you might as well. In fact, you better pass that issue right now because 1821 is the end date of the game, so. Been very hesitant on that. Yeah, I'll take that prestige hit. You might get it back up, luckily. Oh, come on. There. Trade efficiency up and global trade power up. This will definitely guarantee that we will make a lot more fortunes in all areas, wherever the companies may be. Okay, tell you what. At January 1812, you will claim hegemony. It's been decided upon. Hopefully I do not regret this. So as I said, we will not start a war against Fars, no. Hegemony is more important. Final major goal of this series. Influenza. Rumors say that sailors came back from a trip sick like hell, and the ones who didn't die on board infested the whole Corfu with their disease. It is time to act before the whole country dies of COVID. Quarantine the port and let him die. Stop right there. Check the income. By George, I think we got it. Claim it. Claiming hegemony will give us plenty of benefits. Increasing our power projection will also make us stand more alone in the world, as we are once again #1 of the great powers in the world. So now I'm already a hegemony, but it's going to take a while to get the percentage up as power grows, so you need to maintain that. So here it is. Hegemony proclaimed. We have proclaimed ourselves as the economic hegemon. We are certain that we can stand against the world alone and be the dominant power. We will surpass Alexander and Genghis Khan. Order and doomment. Well, how do you like me now? Well, obviously they're all mad at us. But hey, hope we can maintain our alliances together. If not, then, oh well, then I'll take my business elsewhere. to Colombia. New production methods led to the rise of promising textile industry in our country. Oh, this growth has left many old artisan families behind. Many are now poor, have to seek much less profitable job in the growing industry. Valori. Isn't that where the Albanian separatist is? No, that's Croatia. Well, let us do what we can to support these people. Don't be that kind of guy. You already have enough trouble as it is. Alliance partner dismissed with Akonulu, Karaman, and Pasai. So yes, we will definitely not have this war against us. No. But that aggressive expansion thing, that really cost me. But hey, that totally yearly change of opinion will go up. Enemy of an enemy, all that. We have the same enemies. We have the same issues. I mean, we could still preserve it. We had a good long run at Canulu, but you were weakened over the years. And Pasai, however, has become a bit of a competitor to me for the trade dominance of Malacca. That's where I get a good portion of that trade is from. So I'm viewing them as a competitor now, instead of a practical ally. Because we cannot defeat Vijayanagar. And Karaman, well, they had their better years. But they'll still maintain this tripartite alliance to the Middle East. Anyone else? Ethiopian separatists. Ethiopian separatists, yeah, got that covered. Crim Diodoro. It's Crimeans again. Let's just speed it up a bit, get it over with. Want to end this episode soon, because we're almost there. Just one more month, then we'll start seeing improvements. Competent diplomacy. After putting in some effort of communicating with his peers, the hard work of the great Prince Vlatko Radžić has paid off. Our economic standing has increased thanks to his silky tongue. For the next few years or till the end of the game. Silver, not silk. Can improve relations a little more. Yes, I claim myself to be a hegemony, but we still have our old friends. Old friends that I wanted to maintain. And I understand. But if I had my way, I would tell the Mamluks to break an alliance with them, but the opinion won't go up unless we improve relations. But nah, it's too late at this point. So just pray to God that the Timurids do not attack the Commonwealth. But if Fars attacks Akonulu, I don't care. If Vijayanagar attacks me, I would care. But since you called yourself a Vijayanagar, you have alienated the world. But nonetheless, your income is good enough. And see, this is the current power we have now. Wild rumors circulate about our nobility to plotting with foreign powers. Hysteria grows and the mood is fearful. Appeal demanded we strike at the traitors, but the wiser minds say we must let the tradition of Republican justice take its course. Oh, God dog it. Is this the end of the world here? Justice is above all. I will increase that stability in a few months. Okay? Because I can't go up right now because of the overextension. Keeping that Republican tradition. Now, separatism is everywhere, but only for about a few months. All that. 109. That's just for these two down there. Anyways, what can we do? Might as well. Get rid of that. Make room for a trade station. At least 60 months. Just to add more value on that. You already got the hegemony. You got what you wanted. Now you got till August. It's the 6th of August. Sambalyong. Ugh. Bulgarian, Ethiopian. Head to there now. Once this ends, once the provinces are fully cored, come back, we will increase the stability, get it back up to normal. But at least since you're going to be fighting overseas in the next war, in the next episode, at least you don't have to core them. They'll just become colonies immediately. But they'll be a private enterprise instead. Come back. What did I tell you? Now Hawaiians too. Thank God that's over. Much better. Need 203. Well, our long national nightmare is over. Just finish it up in September of 1812. And we did what we could to try to salvage this alliance between us, but now we have a falling out, but we'll consider you neutral. We're not hostile to you. We don't intend to attack you. Because even if I did, it would be a very costly war that would require bringing the Commonwealth in. Yeah, that would have been costly. But when you break an alliance with a country, you would have a truce already. And finally, what's the land force limit? Nope, that's all you can make, so... Now that everything is settled down here, well, except for Virginia, we'll take care of that in the next episode, where the Cossacks will be in action one more time. And then Then we're going to start deploying the forces to Johor, Croatia Johor. Supply limits are good in these areas. We can establish a few armies there. And then we'll be sending them to attack Scotland. Yes, Colombia will be there too. Which will be an easy war. So, annex Scotland, that's first. It's got some sugar. Tropical wood especially. But to take areas to create Croatia and Colombia, it has to be in areas where it's got to have centers of trade. Here, 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 and there. And if there is room, then take areas as coffee and coca. And apparently up there too, there's coal there. But it will be made a private enterprise and not a crown colony like these two. And speaking of those two, well, they've calmed down now. Just don't make me increase tariffs from you. And we have enough. So we'll know how many armies of the Timurids are out there, since they just reduced the size of their forces as of late. But hey, it frees up a few more allies that we would want to ally with, which could be anyone at this point. Since I basically, as I stated before, alienated the world. Even the Papal States too. They do not like me as much, so the Papal influence won't be as much so for future reference. Well, basically, you're on your own for the next 9 years. So I will spend the final episodes with this. Next episode, we will use West Africa as a launching off point to attack Scotland and Colombia. And it's likely we'll be assisted by these two due to the close proximity. No, Croatia and Brazil is not possible. Check the region. The region would be the colony area. So definitely Colombia. A Croatian Brazil is not likely. Wouldn't want to attack Paraguay, nor Chile. Mexico is very valuable. Yes. But not the Rio Grande, not California. So we had to look for another source, so that's what this is for. Haiti and the West Indies, the two pirate kingdoms, will be left alone. But if they start pirating us, then there's going to be trouble between us. One more time regarding the coal. So now we know our next area to expand. And this will not require using administrative power because we're not going to quorum. So which means in a future war, in the next episode, defeat the Colombians, take as much provinces as possible, and then after annex the entirety of what's left of Scotland. And then you got Croatian Colombia as a private enterprise. So we hope you people have enjoyed this episode, even though it took a while to get there. We're just slowing it down as we're winding down this series. And all that and more. But until the next episode, so long for now.